For quick takes, let's get into it. Up first, Eddie Lacy's first weight-related bonus from the Seahawks came Monday when he made weight at 253. He also earned $55,000 for that. Donovan, you think he'll be able to keep the weight off?
No, I don't. I think he's an in-and-out burger away from being back up to 250 plus. I look at it as you go through the offseason, you lose weight, but what happens when it's cold outside and you start to gain that weight, eating that steak and lobster?
All right, let's get to the next one. Colts defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins told the NFL Network that Indy has the best defense in the AFC. Domonique, true?
Not yet. I mean, based on his stats last year, they were 22nd in points per game, 25th in QBR. Like, I like the confidence. They added Malik Hooker, who's a talented safety. They brought in Hankins, is also new to the roster. They brought in some new linebackers. I love Chuck Pagano. He's an awesome defensive mind. However, you're not about to make no jump from 30th in the league to number one just because of some draft picks.
And that is where they rank, way down there at the bottom. Mark Berman of the New York Post spoke to a handful of NBA executives who say that Phil Jackson is hurting Carmelo Anthony's trade value. Dion, do you agree with that?
I don't think so. I mean, I think Melo's well-established, and we know what he could do. I just think far as from a loyalty standpoint and keeping everything in-house, I think Phil shouldn't have spoke on that. I think they should have kept that between each other and don't go on air and try to air out players because we can't do it. So I just think that was wrong in that sense. But I don't think it's hurting Melo. I think we know what he could do, his value, and I won't buy into it.
Melo's resume speaks for itself.
Yes.
Peter King of the MMQB says that Tyrod Taylor
Yep.
will have to compete for the starting QB job. Donovan, will this backfire?
I think it will. You know, you draft Nathan Peterman, you have Cardell Jones, two guys who with no experience really as a starting quarterback in the NFL. At least you have Tyrod Taylor to develop these young guys to be able to be ready. To say they're going to compete, that's what you do in practice already. You're competing, but now you're saying basically his job's on the line. The way they handled it before Sean McDermott took over, now the way they handled it, it's kind of unbelievable to me when you don't have a quarterback that can lead you right now.
That's how you create locker room division, that sort of stuff. Because I'm sure he has a lot of people that believe in him, and throwing him under the bus with the new regime is not smart.
Florida Atlantic head coach Lane Kiffin offered a scholarship to a seventh-grade quarterback, Caden Martin. He has a bit of a legacy. He's the son of former Tennessee national champion quarterback T. Martin. Do you have a problem with this?
No, I don't have a problem with it. The only thing I would add is that it should be legally binding. You can't throw out these scholarships to seventh graders and then pull it back a few years later because they're making plans around that. Yeah. I think that's the only issue that I have with it. If he's just doing this for publicity or trying to get in early, and if he doesn't turn into the player that he wants, he pulls this back. Like that, to me, is unfair because this kid or other kids may be making plans for their future based on the idea that they think they already have a scholarship.
I'm a guy who got offered early. I got offered in 8th grade from Syracuse.
Ooh.
So
I mean,
I think it's
most
great.
prestigious universities out there.
Exactly. I think it's great. I think it's a great opportunity for the kid. That's just give him more momentum, more motivation. Just not to settle on that school, just knowing that you have a security blanket at a young age.
I think also USC, they offered an 11-year-old 2 years ago out of Delaware. So this is not the first time.
I only have one thing to say about this. Go Owls.